Fantastic, Davy. Thank you so much. We don't normally have this much news, but it's great to be able to share it with you all. A little something from me as well. If you're new, you might not know, but this is the beginning for us of a series of Vision Sundays. We're thinking about who we are as a church and where we are heading. So a few words on Vision 2030, which is not a typo, as we start. Most of you know, in the last 7 years, by His grace, God has given us growth in this church family. Some have come to faith for the first time. Many others are back to church. Some have joined us as they've moved to the region. Our building has been refurbished. More importantly, the life of our congregation has been renewed. We have been working towards our current vision, which is, as you know, to grow to be a vibrant, all-age church of 100 disciples. That's Berghead. We're going to think for a moment, though, about our neighbours in Elgin Free Church. Again, many will know, but next spring, Colin Morrison will retire as the minister of that church after more than 20 years of faithful ministry. Sadly, the Elgin congregation is not in a position financially to be able to call and sustain a new minister. There are some wonderful people in that congregation, but they are small in number, and there is a need and an opportunity for fresh life. And because of this, as many of you know, with the encouragement of our presbytery and the wider denomination, in the spring of next year, Berghead Free Church, that's us, will be linked with Elgin Free Church. I will become the minister overseeing both congregations, and together our task will be the ongoing revitalization of this church family and, God willing, a new work of church revitalization in Elgin. And then, as many know, if the Lord blesses that work, our hope is, in line with our denomination's vision to plant 30 new churches by 2030, our hope is that we will plant a third congregation in the town of Forres. We've been calling this process two become one to become three. So the two, that's ourselves, and Elgin become one. We're linked together in order that through church revitalization here and in Elgin and through church planting in Forres, we will eventually become those three congregations. Now, in our work here in Berghead, as many will know, it's been helpful to us to have mission and vision statements. This is what we're all about. Mission is the reason we exist, and then vision is about the future. Where are we heading, God willing? What are we aiming at? And I want to let you know today that because of the linkage with our friends in Elgin, our elders met a few weeks ago, and we discussed renewing our mission and vision statements, and we hope they'll help us as we go through this process. So from now on, and I'm going to have to get a new banner, but from now on, our mission will be knowing Jesus and making Jesus known to the glory of His name. Now, there are two reasons for that. Firstly, the glory of His name bit is pretty much lifted from the Elgin mission statement. But secondly, at a time when we are expanding the scope of what we do, from one location to potentially three, we think it's more important than ever for us to remember that we are about building God's kingdom for His glory, not our empire for our glory. So our mission, knowing Jesus, making Jesus known to the glory of His name. And then vision, are you ready for this? In some ways it's not changed, in some ways it's changed a lot. Our vision is this: to grow to become three vibrant all-age churches, each of 100 disciples. That's virtually identical, except, of course, 3 times the size. Now, in a week or two, you're going to get some new vision cards. You can take the old ones down off the fridge, and you can stick the new ones on, which will have this information. So every time you go to get the milk out, again, you can pray for that. So more about Vision 2030 in our sermon today. But for now, there are our refreshed mission and vision statements. We're knowing Jesus and making Jesus known to the glory of his name. And how do we see the future? Well, God willing, we want to grow to become 3 vibrant all-age churches, each of 100 disciples. Boys and girls.